Hello, Meoni here, and welcome back to another news video for Final Fantasy XIV. This is a bit of a news roundup because I've been away for a while. I've missed out on a lot of juicy information. The first thing then that we should talk about is the fact that the next letter from a producer live is scheduled for November the 27th, so the Friday coming up. That will be at 3 AM PST. This will be broadcast on Nico Nico Live, YouTube, and of course their official Final Fantasy XIV Twitch channel, and this will feature the latest information for patch 5.4. Of course, this will be the second part of the preview of 5.4, along with miscellaneous updates they mention. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing more, probably footage of maybe what the bosses would be from the new Eden tier. Maybe some more stuff to do with the storyline, maybe a dungeon, maybe the trial. You know, it's going to be interesting to see what they have in that. Of course, there'll probably be information about subsequent patches after that as well. Maybe a little bit about the crafting and gathering updates, maybe some about Ishgard, all that sort of usual jazz. That, of course, then, once again, will be Friday, November the 27th at 3 AM PST. Of course, they do say the starting time is subject to change, as usual. As things are on the internet, it's not set in stone yet, but of course I'm very eager to actually cover that, and we'll be talking about the live letter. We'll have a breakdown of it at the day. Usually I do a breakdown of all of the stuff, like a summary video just after the live letter's done, so that will be the same this time around. Other pieces of information we should talk about, of course we did a video on it previously, but there are new Mog Station items. There are 3 new Orchestrion scrolls, as well as a sale where certain items to do with Heaven's Ward, the Heaven's Wardrobe sale they're calling it, this actually goes all the way until December the 13th at 11 PM PST, so it's live currently. So you've got quite a while to actually get some stuff that are related to Heavensward. This includes the Aymeric outfit and the Heaven's Ward attires, as well as the weapon sets as well. And those have been marked down about 30%, I think it said. So that's pretty good if you want to pick up any of those items of glamour. In addition to that, we also have information that there are going to be significant changes to Allegan Tombstones in patch 5.4. This is actually information that there's going to be a new Tombstone, which will be the top one instead of what we have currently. We'll have Tombstones of Revelation. These will be added in 5.4 and taking the place of everything that's capped for the week, as usual, that you can earn. It's like the top tier Tombstone, and basically Allegory will be removed in terms of the cap. Those will be taking the place of Phantasmagoria. Those will be capped to a limit of 2,000 tombstones, but there will not be a weekly cap on those. And Phantasmagoria will no longer be available. Those will be exchangeable at the exchange for Tombstones of Allegory or Revelation themselves. So we're going to just have Revelation as the top one and Allegory as the second one. Yes, apparently Tombstones of Goetia, if you still have those in your inventory, those automatically get removed from the game, and you can go and actually exchange those currently, such as at Oriana in Revenant's Toll, prior to the patch launching, to exchange them for Phantasmagoria. So obviously those will be removed from your inventory if you don't do it by then. And Poetics obviously will be all of the stuff as usual, all the way up till level 70, from stuff like duty roulettes and lower level stuff as usual. So the same thing basically as always happens every patch cycle, but all you need to know is that Revelation is going to be the weekly capped one, and Allegory is taking the place of Phantasmagoria instead. In addition to that, there's also a contest that's currently running for the Sightseeing Screenshot Sweepstakes. My goodness, that's a mouthful, isn't it? This is available to people in the world. I believe it's open to PAL regions. Yes, it is. Yes, it seems to be. Yes, it is. So, I think everywhere, actually. In like it's the Final Fantasy EN Twitter account, so there we go. It's a sweepstakes. Essentially, how you would enter is you take a screenshot of your character in a favorite location in a game using the in-game group post function. You use Twitter, you create a tweet with your image along with the required information below, which includes the hashtag Final Fantasy XIV, which is FFXIV, and hashtag FaveZoneSweepstakes. Those 2 hashtags are required. Your full in-game character name is required, your world name, an @ to mention Final Fantasy XIV N, as you'll see anyway. You can see it on screen. A comment, but it's optional, and the in-game item of your choice from the prize list below. You have to actually choose that. They actually have a template as well. You can just copy and paste into Twitter and fill in yourself. You get to choose between 1,000 winners who will receive one in-game item of their choice. So you can choose the Araman choker, the bluebird earring, the Gaelic app, the Mandragora choker, which is what I would go for to complete my Chloe Aliapo glamour I started years ago, the modern aesthetic strife, which is something I would also want to go for because, well, it's a hairstyle. You know, why would you not choose the strife hairstyle, the noble barding, or the scarf of wondrous wit? So I would be torn between having the choker or the actual hairstyle. I'd probably go for the hairstyle because that's previously only available to large competitions such as art design stuff or furnishing design. So yeah, this is the first time it's been from something accessible in the actual game. Very cool. The Final Fantasy XIV community teams will randomly select 1,000 winning entries from a list of entries that meet the criteria. 1,000 winning entries, that's quite a lot. Winners will be awarded an in-game prize around December the 4th. So you have until then, basically, you need to post something. I would definitely enter this if I was you. Yeah, a link will be a bit in the description of this video to this. I would highly recommend it. 1,000 winners is a lot. You could easily be in that. And just a quick reminder then, the Make It Rain campaign ends on November the 20th at 6:59 AM PST. This, obviously, the Make It Rain event still going on until the 20th, with a 50% increase to all MGP rewards, which stacks with your FC buffs and other MGP bonuses. So you should definitely take part in that. Of course, they have the quest rewards, which includes that new emote. You definitely want to go and get that. Yeah, definitely don't miss out on that whilst you have it, because it will be presumably quite a while, well, another year before you Make It Rain's back. And if you're going for mounts and things like that, this is a great opportunity, and you can make some really, really easy MGP by just doing your challenge log whilst this is on, doing your mini cat pot, your fashion report, stuff like that. Very good, very effective, and very easy to get. So hopefully people don't complain that they missed out on the Make It Rain event, and actually capitalize it on as much as possible whilst it's available. Also then, whilst we're talking about Final Fantasy XIV and patch 5.4, basically due to COVID-19, the automatic demolition of estates and housing was actually suspended back in March 2020. However, they've reconsidered, and with the start of patch 5.4, the demolition will start again. So yes, the release schedule for 5.4 is still not set in stone. We'll get probably a confirmed date for that on the next live letter on the 27th. But for now, obviously December. They were talking about early-ish December for patch 5.4. So you don't have long. If you do want to come back before your house is demolished, that might be a good idea before December begins, just to make sure you still have your house. But yes, basically, what is it? Is it 40 days or something like that? I can't remember. This is where I forgot to actually do the research. But anyway, housing demolition starts again. You'll get an email, I believe, sent to your account associated email. So that should notify you, of course. But of course, it does mean that anybody who isn't playing the game anymore, that does have a house, those plots should open up, which means more for us, potentially. Who knows? Keep your eye on the housing. It's obviously an eager market to look at. And the final piece of news then is that Final Fantasy XIV will be available on the PlayStation 5. Of course, the official release for the UK is the 19th, which is tomorrow at the time of recording. The American people have already had their PlayStation 5s for a week now. And basically they're talking about the backwards compatibility. So whilst there isn't a PlayStation 5 version of Final Fantasy XIV at the moment, so there's no differences at all, it's the same game as on the PS4, the PS4 version is fully backwards compatible and will work. They even tell you how to install it. Apparently there are no special requirements. Yeah, with either the physical or the obviously downloaded version. Simple as that, really. The physical version, it says insert the PS4 game disc and proceed with the installation. And with the digital download, you just go to your games home and press download. Simple as that. Obviously, remember to do your character settings backup on the main menu and system config, and you're pretty much good to go where you left off. Obviously, you know, I'm excited to see, personally, if there are any sort of, you know, improvements in terms of loading times. I would imagine there would be. But obviously it's not designed specifically for the PS5. They haven't made a PS5 version yet. So yeah, I want to know if it's any better or not, but I have no idea yet. I'll have to do some testing. My PS5 gets delivered actually tomorrow. I managed to get lucky with the I've managed to pre-order it in September when they first went up. So I'm very excited. I'll have an unboxing of the PS5 and probably a bit of a tinker around with 14. But there will be scheduled in the future, they've already talked about this, a PlayStation 5 Final Fantasy 14 version. It's just in the works and isn't available yet. But there we go. That's pretty much my news roundup. Hopefully you enjoyed that, as I always do. I usually make lots of little videos, but I decided to put this into one today. Obviously, a lot of this is old news. I do apologise. I had my week off, but I am back and in full force. Thank you kindly for watching. Links in the description to that contest. Good luck. Hopefully you get the hairstyle, and I'll see you all next time.